BK. We're going to call him BK.
Big BK. Big BK. This is a question for Pat right off the bat. Dealing with injuries and getting back into skiing after an injury. You should be an expert in this. So what do you got to tell Big BK?
Well, I mean, it's a big mental game for sure with that one. It depends how serious the injury is and how uninvolved you end up having to get. Also depends on what level of skiing you're at as well and what your future goals are. I mean, no matter which way that or which one of those categories you fall into, it's a huge mental game. You gotta start the rehab early. You gotta get the problem fixed. So whether it's a broken wrist, you're wearing a cast, or your surgery on your knee or your thumb or your shoulder. After that, just remember why you're rehabbing. Sometimes you need a break though. When I first did my knees and had to have the surgery, I didn't go on social media. I just stopped talking to people for a while, which kind of sucked, but definitely helped me kind of in the long run, because it really reminded me why missing it so much was definitely a huge factor in keeping me going, if you know what I mean. That would be my 2 cents on the issue.
I think you're probably onto something. I like having a host, and I can just dip and do my own things during a podcast. It's kind of nice. And I got somebody to chat to instead of chatting to myself or online. Cheers. Yeah, so dealing with injuries, getting back to skiing, as Pat said, Pat's pretty much an expert on this stuff because, 3 knees, 2 heels, a couple other things.
2 thumbs, 2 shoulders.
Yeah, but
concussions.
thumbs are disposable anyways.
Shoulders my shoulder one sucked because I tore my supraspinatus.
Those don't heal back well.
No, and I was
Not
in
at
New
all.
Zealand, and I had to miss. It's hard when you're on a trip with people.
COVID-friendly podcast.
It's hard when you're on a trip with everybody and you don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Miss it, yeah. Okay.
We're flavor testing the Red Bulls here. Yeah, for sure. Definitely a good one. I would say the biggest thing is just rehab and stay consistent.
Remember why you're doing this. If you get hurt, substantially enough where you can't ski and you're not sure that it's worth it, I mean, you got to be sure it's worth it because you're going back to potentially do the same thing.
Yeah, you could potentially hurt yourself again, so you got to make sure you have the motivation and the drive to make sure you recover properly.